Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we have Washington football team season 2 rebuild of the series of 20-year rebuild. So let's hop straight into things. We'll take a look at the depth chart, some of the people we have. We did bring in Trubisky and Rosen on $550K contracts last year. David Johnson is here. This is as an equalizing back in some of the respective categories, so keep that in mind. Etienne and Journey Brown are our two rookies, and we do still have Benny Snell Jr. from the Pittsburgh Steelers. A very well-rounded group of backfield, but they have to prove something this year. We need to get going right away, as a lot of our other positions are developing at a rapid pace, so those positions need to develop as well. Wide receiver, we have McLaurin, we have Deontay Harris, Steven Sims, Chase Claypool, and Antonio Goldie. We do have O.J. Howard, Cole Kmet, and Jacob Hollister, however you want to say his name, so keep that in mind as well. We are starting Cole Kmet just because I don't think O.J. Howard will be around after this year, so keep that in mind as well. I don't want to, focus on him and then him not be here this year. The O-line is nice and young, so they should have plenty of room to develop with Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Alex Leatherwood, James Daniels, and company. The only old guy on the line was Brandon Sheriff. Our ends are looking fine as well. The only old guy is really Ryan Kerrigan, but he won't even be starting. He will be the backup to Chase Young. Chase Young is a fucking monster. We need to get him more involved. We got to let him just run after the passer. I think that's one of the biggest things is we just have to let him run. And the defensive tackles are very good as well. Matthew Ioannidis and De'Aaron Payne, both good as well. Our linebacking core isn't quite the greatest yet, but hey, gotta keep going. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden tired. I've already slept for the day, so kind of weird. I have another series in mind, but with Panthers franchise running and this, and then I'm hopefully getting out a 5-year rebuild every now and then. I don't really have time for another series right now, but hopefully if we ever do get done with this one, hopefully we do start on that next series pretty soon. I think it would be fun, and I think it would be very, very challenging to start, but hey, that's for another time. I'm not going to give out any hints or anything right now, but still, the cornerbacks looking very, very good as well. They're all about the same age. They're all about at that same state in their careers. They just need one of them just needs to progress. One of them needs to progress real hard, real fast. Holton Hill and Quincy Wilson are our strong safeties. I did move them to strong safety. I did give them $550K contracts. Sucks to suck. They were in free agency at week 4. I don't care. I'm going to sign them if they're in preseason week 4 free agency. And it wasn't because they signed with a different team after they rejected us. They just didn't sign with anybody for 4 straight fucking weeks. And there was guys with higher overalls in front of them, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm signing them to $550K contracts, and they're coming to my team. Safeties look good. Kick return, punt return, kicker, punter, all look great. Kickoff specialist looks great as well. This team looks ready to rock and roll. There's just a couple more positions that need to develop, and they need to do it now so that we can be in the winning mode within the next year or so. That includes running back, wide receiver, and tight end. I think everything else is pretty much well-rounded. I think linebacker needs some help, but hey, that's just something that's just going to have to happen naturally. We're probably going to have to bring somebody in at some point to help out that situation, as I don't think Zach Bond or Khaleke Hudson should be the second best linebacker in your linebacking core. I think there needs to be somebody else. I think there needs to be a number 1 in there. I don't think Jerome Baker should be your number 1, but if he is, I don't think you're on the wrong path either. The edge rushers are set as well. Chase Young and Montez Sweat will be getting the starts. Rusty tackles Matthew Ioannidis and De'Aaron Payne, like always. Jerome Baker, Khaleke Hudson, and Zach Bond are going to be our sub backers. Why? Why are you yawning? As I think they have the best development possibility. Let's get into it. We do go for a 7-win season this year. I think that's just modest. I just don't know where our QB and where everything else is at with the team, so that's something to keep an eye on. We do get O.J. Howard back on my classic, just give him a bunch of money so that we don't have cap penalty. We do get Patrick Ricard back as well, good fullback. as well. We do have a breakout player in Week 6 against the Giants, and we will be hopping into this game, playing a couple minutes or so. You know, just hopefully playing the moments and all that fun stuff. It is a little loud, I think, but oh well. So, these are my sliders from Panthers franchise, so keep that in mind. So it's not going to be perfect yet, I don't think, but it should have a decent chance at, you know, actually being able to work correctly. As we do send just a 6-man blitz here, overwhelm that offensive line, get one of our guys in a one-on-one situation with the QB, force him to make a play. As we're rolling out, looking, trying to find somebody, Travis Etienne on the sideline, and boom, Lorenzo Carter will run past and we will pick up the first down. I do have some more Panthers franchise coming and all that fun stuff, of course. By the time this makes it out, you guys would have already seen all the Chicago Bears stuff. I don't know when exactly this is coming out. This might come out in a week. This might come out in 2 weeks. Because I know I have videos planned and scheduled for the next 6 days, so it's definitely not coming out anytime super soon. Now, of course, with that being said, these will never be on time with roster updates, so the one I'm just now working on and getting done with is the 53-man roster. I don't know if EA is just going to drop it themselves here soon, whether it's today or tomorrow. I'm currently working on something. I just don't really know what I'm planning on doing. I still don't know if I'm going to put the practice squad players on the team as well as injured players. I just don't know what I'm going to fully do yet with the 53-man rosters. I need to get working on them because I also have to work on Madden 20. As the Giants do score, and they ended up just sealing off the game after that. We tried to push down the field, and we just couldn't get it done. Jerome Baker signed on a 7-year deal. Another one kind of like O.J. Howard, cheap this year, but it gets expensive over the years, and no cap penalty. Landon Collins is a slow motherfucker. I don't know how Dak missed his tight end, but hey, we're just going to outrun everybody, take it to the end zone. Landon Collins is slow as fuck for some reason in this game. I mean, granted, he's not the fastest guy in real life either. He does get 101 yard return though. 7-0 us. 3rd and 1. Gonna play action fake, looking across the middle, finding Howard. He's gonna possession catch it, and he'll drop down at like the 30. Play action fake, looking for Harris across the middle, and this just keeps happening. I don't know if it's because of Deontay Harris' size or something, that like the corners are just like beating him, or if he's just like rotating up the field. It's just not quite working for him. I have no clue, but either way, it's not in the greatest position right now. So, I don't know. It just seems like that. It was in season 1 too. I just kept trying to throw him the ball, and he just kept getting like boxed out. Josh Jackson does return as well. I figured since we did get Sidney Jones and Travarius Ward on cheap deals, we may as well find Josh Jackson. We do get CGJ back off of his rookie contract. We'll probably end up trading 1, if not 2 of the corners and going with somebody else in the future. We do find, who's that? Harris in the back of the end zone for a touchdown here. This Eagles game was wild, including the Super Sim. There was some weird plays going on in the Super Sim. We do get the block with Philippe Hudson. I pretty much figured he was going to start throwing the ball, so I figured if I just jumped, I would have a better chance of just like hopefully stopping something and getting something, you know, done with the play instead of just, you know, trying to go after it, and hopefully he just throws an inaccurate pass. 10-7 here in the second quarter. 3:30 remaining. They're going to hand the ball off, and he's going to take it up the middle. Miles Sanders all the way down to the 1. They'll later punch it in on a 1-yard run. So it's 17-7 now. We're down by 10. We have to make something out of nothing here. Looking, Howard wide open down the middle of the field, down the seam, and he's just going to outrun these safeties. Howard's just one of those tight ends that is decently fast enough to outrun some of the slower defensive backs in the league. I still like O.J. Howard. If the Bears wanted to trade for him, I think they should have. Especially since there's 3 tight ends down in Tampa Bay that all can't get play time. And I know the Bucks might not give him up for anything super cheap, just for the simple fact of the matter that, you know, if Gronk isn't in full form. And here is the wild play. We bat it down, it gets batted back up, and I actually fucking lost my shit, and I kind of tossed my controller, and I got up and walked away. Tried to run up, just was trying to slowly grind down the field, and ATM puts the ball on the ground, and Philly takes it the other way for this field goal, and they put it through the uprights, 30-27. That's going to end our season. We ended up going 8-8. The next week we did beat the Denver Broncos, but let's look at some stats. Dwayne Haskins is stepping in the right direction, but can he make that next step? He has to make that next step next year, closer to 4,000 yards and less than 10 picks, and hopefully he can be our franchise QB. Running game is still abysmal, but then again, we kind of knew that once we saw their overalls and once we saw their just unbalanced across the board for those running backs. Deontay Harris had 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. Overall, not a bad year from the receiving group. Nothing spectacular. Deontay Harris is slowly still making that progression up past the 80 overall mark here. Sidney Jones and Jerome Baker, as well as Khaleke Hudson, led our team in tackles for loss. We had 16 from Montez Sweat, 15 for Khaleke Hudson, 13 for Chase Young, and 10 for De'Aaron Payne. 8 sacks for Ioannidis and Chase Young. Jerome Baker with, 6? Sweat with 7.5, and De'Aaron Payne with only like 2. Landon Collins had 7 fucking picks. I don't know how, but he did. Especially since he only has like a 79 rated zone and like a 79 rated man. So he has like 83 run stop for abilities. If you don't leave that goddamn fucking pan alone, I'm gonna beat your ass. Sorry, my cat's fucking on the stove for some goddamn reason. Special teams didn't do anything too spectacular, but hey, they can't do it all the time. I haven't really seen any kick or punt returns this year in Madden 21. Let's take a look at awards. Yeah, we just didn't do great this year. We went 8-8 though, so that's a step in the right direction after going like 3-13. So after winning our first like 3 of our 4 games last year and then losing out, that was insane last year. But other than that, you know, team's looking good. Can't deny about that. You know. Sorry, I just had to check my phone. Nobody really played out of their mind. We played good. Landon Collins and Khaleke Hudson both had balance in the Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's going to get dominated by QBs 9 times out of 10. If there's no great QBs taken in the first 3 rounds, really, then you have a chance to win it. But other than that, you're not going to really have much of a chance to win it. No Defensive Rookies of the Year. I don't even know if we had a Defensive Rookie and if he even got any playtime. James Daniels, we did end up franchise tagging after all. I couldn't get him to sign. He actually declined signing after like 3 weeks. A lot of these guys, we have some wide receivers, some running backs, a lot of defensive linemen, a couple linebackers, a couple O-linemen. Nothing spectacular. A lot of these guys would come in and be back besides, probably about those top 10 guys. We do end up taking a 5th-year option out on Dwayne Haskins, giving him an extra year of proving himself. We do end up taking a 5th-year option out on Montez Sweat as well. We don't want these guys to leave, and I think they can be the future of this team and future leaders of the team. So that's always great to see. Signings, we did end up getting James Washington, Tariq Cohen, Dante Pettis. We ended up getting Davenport, McCoy, Murray, Lee, Williams, and Easley. No, Toure, sorry, not Murray. Who the fuck am I looking at? I guess I mixed up McCoy and Toure. We do end up taking a middle linebacker here in the first round. This was our first pick. I think I like pick 11. Just needed another linebacker. I don't think Zach Bond's the future, even though he does have star, but he was the number 23 player in the class. Johnny McCutcheon. We do end up trading Mitch Trubisky, Cody Barton, and a first round pick, number 19, for Nick Chubb. We need a running back, and I'm tired of waiting. I think running back is the one position you have to trade for, or you have to go out and sign that big guy, or you're not going to get anywhere. We do end up trading 2 firsts for a 1 in return of next year. We end up trading a 1, a 3, and a 6 of this year for a 1 of next year from the 49ers. We do end up taking Chris Smart here, Alabama, scrambling quarterback. Not a whole ton left on my board. I thought this was a very good pick late in the second, well, pick number 11 in the second round. I think it was a very good pick. He was a top 10 prospect with 2 other QBs. I guess not a whole ton of people needed QBs at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and take him. Matt Phillips looks like a beast. He's a 3rd round projected, mid-3rd round. His talent is mid-1st. I think he looks great. He doesn't have a combine score. He's told Roger Goodell to go fuck himself, and he is a 74 overall with hidden development. Always great to see. It says number 16 in the class. Took him at number 45. Luke Pitts is a late 7th rounder, projected mid-2nd round talent. I think he's very good. I think he could come in and be a backup, good special teams guy, and that is proven here. He just looks decent. I don't think he'll ever be a starter on the team. I don't think he'll ever be anything special, but he will be a good 4-year backup. I think our draft class was fairly good. The linebacker pick could have been better, and I looked at some of the other picks, and we definitely could have done better, upgraded a few positions, but hey, that's the name of the game. Can you nail your draft picks that you have? For the most part, we did. I think a lot of these guys will be starters probably week 1. This is what Johnny McCutcheon will be rocking out as. He'll be number 58. He's a left-handy out of Florida, middle linebacker. We're switching to the 3-4 as well. I think it's just going to be better for us. Hopefully I'll let Chase Young and Montez Sweat go after the quarterback a little bit more and force a little bit more pressure. Chris Smart out of Alabama, right-handed QB, number 2. He looks pretty good as well. Getting him all dressed up, making him look nice. Matt Phillips, wide receiver, number 19 out of USC. He has a good frame. He's like 6'1", 202 pounds. He has 96 speed, so he is definitely a guy that you want. Luke Pitts, he's going to be a special teams god, hopefully, for us. Hopefully in that special teams role for a couple years, probably 4 years, and then he can probably walk and hopefully maybe sign somewhere with somebody and get his chance to play in the NFL as like a full-time starter, but not probably with us. Chase Claypool, Benny Snell, and Markel Lee. I understand I just signed him and I don't like doing this. Traded for a 1st-round pick. The guard from the Lions is just cash to get the trade to go through. This is a big trade. We do trade Journey Brown and Jacob Hollister for a 2nd-round pick for Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is always one of the easiest guys to get. I know that does put a dent in our plans for Montez Sweat, but oh well. This is kind of funny because Josh Rosen literally just signed here. I know you guys won't think it's true, but as I'm recording this, Josh Rosen did just sign with the Bucks. Steven Sims, Josh Rosen, and Zach Bond for Ali Marpet and a pick. Anthony Walker, a 4 and a 5 for Austin Eckler. He'll come in and be alongside Nick Chubb and be that 3rd down back that we need, of course, because of the fact that Nick Chubb only has like a 73 rated receiving back. Jerry McCoy, James Daniels, and a 1st for Cameron Hayward, and a 1st swapping defensive tackles picks, and then James Daniels. We just don't really have a need for him anymore. We have guys on cheaper contracts. Ali Marpet is technically on a cheaper contract, so we're just going to get him out of here. I know I said I don't like, trading free agents that I just brought in, but hey. This was an attempt to try to trade for a safety and get Landon Collins off the team. It didn't quite work, but with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep a lookout for Season 3 and more content coming soon.